Okay, everybody, Kyle back here with some more game time and some more Retrobit products. It's been a couple months since we took a look at a Retrobit system or item. So, today, Super Retro-Cade. This is something that I was looking forward to for quite a while there before they released it. And since they released it, having a lot of fun, and I thought it's definitely worth taking a look at. I loved the box itself, very 80s style. And we even see here, it opens up. And you can take a look at more games, all the arcade favorites. There is a ton of arcade games in here, as well as even a couple like NES, Super NES type games as well. So we'll take a look when we plug this thing in. We'll take a look at the entire game list. I'll go through them super quick, but super cool looking on the cover there. We got that on back and a more what everything that's included on there. Again, we'll go through the games. Select game settings, you can do that. HDMI and AV hookups in there. Those controllers I really like. As you can see, whoop, got all the fun stuff there. Nice handle as well. So let's take a look at this here. We'll kind of do a rapid fire. It's nothing too exciting. This isn't an unboxing either because this is something that I have, well, previously unboxed. So you got the warranty there to go with it. And if this looks very familiar, it's because it's pretty much the exact same model as the Retrobit Generations released a while back. In fact, there's the Generations. I'll try to provide a link in that video there. But basically, the exact same thing. Only the Generations got a little bit of slack for it. In my video, I was pretty nice on it, and I still, end of the day, I really do still like the Generations. I think the collection or selection of games is pretty darn good. I think the emulation's a little bit off on some of them. I'm a lot more, I guess I don't notice them, or at least a little more forgiving. I know some people kind of ripped into that. I think it's fine, but I do, brief comparison, I do think the Retro-Cade here is definitely much improved. So if you liked the Generations, you'll like the Retro-Cade twice as much. If you didn't like the Generations too well, give the Retro-Cade a go. I think that will be everything you wanted it to be. Here's the controllers. It comes with two of them. I love the layout of these controllers. My goodness, I got similar controllers for my Retro Trio, and I just love the layout. It's super great. I love the D-pad there. You can hold it very nice. I can kind of plop it on my belly and play some games. Nice rubbery buttons. Just love the design, and these are the similar controllers that are on the Super Retro Trio Plus, which I'm sure we'll see on this channel at some point here soon. The Generations came with the Sega Genesis looking one, which I do still like these, but I'm just not a fan of that D-pad there. Especially, it works fine for like shoot 'em up games, but again, a lot of these maybe are, or a lot of games that were on this were kind of NES and Game Boy games, and just kind of felt weird. Wasn't a big fan of that. I always prefer a much improved D-pad on these controllers. Comes again with another HDMI cord, little AV cable, and pretty much it. I think instructions are in the box as well. So yeah, you're gonna see instruction manual there. Shows you how to connect the things, gives you a caution, don't play for more than an hour, all that fun stuff. Two USB controllers, got their logo on front, nothing much on the sides. On the back, SD card slot, HDMI, AV output's always nice to see, and of course the adapter there. Nothing much on the side either. Bottom you got that. Top you got just the power button, kind of lights up when the system's on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to plug this thing in and see the list of games. So okay, let's boot that thing up. Super Retro-Cade. I think it was 93 games, so we're just going to shoot through them extremely quick here. 1942, 10-Yard Fight. 1943, Air Duel, Armed Warriors, Blade Master, Bionic Commando Arcade, and the NES version. Bad News, both the arcade and NES. Boogie Wings, Boogie Popper, Burger Time, Captain Commando, Cobra Command, Double Dragon, Dark Lord, Congo's Caper, Commando, nice arcade game, Codename Viper. A lot of these will be the arcade versions. Double Dragon 3, Dragon Breed, Exciting Hour, Exit X's, I think that's a Sega one. Fighters History, Forgotten Worlds, Final Fight 1, 2, and 3. I think this first Final Fight is the arcade version as well. Fighters History, Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, so that's a fun one to have there. Gunsmoke, Hammer and Harry Arcade. I'm going to go down here. Heavy Barrel, Holy Diver. Image Fight, Joe and Mac 2, Joe and Mac Returns. I don't think I've actually played that one. And Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja, this is the arcade version of that. Karate Champ, Kengo, Kickle, Cubicle, Super Excited. That's a Japanese arcade game. We'll get to that in just a moment. Legendary Wings Legend of Hero Toma. Knights of the Round, fantastic beat 'em up, highly recommended. Kid Nicky 1 and 2, Magical Drop Arcade, Magical Drop 2, Major Title Golf, always good to see a golf game on there. Mega Man 2 and 3, of course, these are the NES games, we'll definitely try out one of those. Mega Twins, Mercs Arcade, Midnight Resistance, Mystic Riders, fun little shoot 'em up actually, never played that before this. Mutant Fighter, Mr. Heli, Moto Race USA, Mighty Final Fight. I don't think I played that either. Ninja Spirit, Pirate Ship, whatever. Renegade, Rocky Rodent, R-Type 3, The Third Lightning. Super Agent, Section Z, Sidearm, Side Pocket, fun little billiards game there. Sun, Super Birdie Rush, Strider Arcade, and of course Strider, I think this is most likely the NES version. Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. Not a very good Street Fighter game. Spartan X2, Super Burger Time, that's a unique one. Super Dodgeball, of course, a classic. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super R-Type, Super Side Pocket, I think that's the Super Nintendo one. What's that one there? The Combat Tribes, Three Wonders, Thunder Blaster, Trojan, Varth, Operation Thunderstorm, and lastly, Vigilante, Wizard Fire, and X Multiply. So, I'm assuming I haven't seen anyone do reviews of this video or these videos yet of the Super Retro-Cade. I purposely don't look them up until after I do mine. I'm assuming everyone's going to be doing Bionic Commando and Mega Man and Ghouls and Ghosts and stuff like that. We'll definitely try out Mega Man. We'll go Mega Man 3 first. As you can see, I can load my save game exactly where I left off. I can start a new game. We'll start a brand new game here. We'll get Mega Man right off the bat. Volume-wise, very good. I'll even turn it up a bit. We'll go Sparkman. Sparkman music is, the stage music for Sparkman is fantastic, by the way. Super crisp, bright visuals. Kind of like what we're seeing on the NES Classic, or at least the Retro Entertainment System Plus, the RES Plus, the high def HD NES clone console that Retrobit did a while back. Yep, a little too feisty on that one. Frame rate's a little iffy, especially when you get hit, especially when there's a lot of things on screen. But in this defense, the NES game was exactly the same way. Yeah, this is a lot of fun to play. And at any point, we hit start and select. We can return the game, load save slot. We'll do a save slot here. Save slot. So, you know, say, well, I'll return to game here. So, say, I went down here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I will just load up. And there's where I left off here like 10 seconds ago. So, that's how that works. Button mapping, you can kind of choose, customize your controller. I love these controllers. Again, I know I've said that earlier, but it's so great. Game volume, restore game defaults, return to main menu, which we'll do. Let's take a look at, oh, I love my Final Fights. So we're going to do Final Fight. This is, oh, excuse me, I got a little jumpy there. This is the arcade version of Final Fight from Capcom. Fun little beat 'em up game that I really enjoy. I keep I'm getting a little too antsy here. I'll put some credits in. There we go. Let's do Cody here. Let's do it. beautiful, bright, crisp visuals. I like it. Play-wise, yeah, I think it plays out just very well. Even like I said earlier in the video, a lot of people had kind of some reservations about the Retro-Bit generations. I still think that's a fun little console to have. I definitely don't have as many issues I think a lot of people do. Maybe a lot of people are just a little too picky. I think these are good. So I'm going to go load a slave stop. This is, I played a little bit of this earlier. We're much later in the game, but can kind of pick up where you left off. So those loads work out very well. I'll show off one more game here before we call it good. Gotta do one of my favorite NES games. I really thought this was the NES version. I know the Retro-Bit Generations does have the NES version, which I was really happy to see. Lots of nostalgia for this game. I love Kickle. And this is actually the arcade game. It's obviously just from Japan, as we can see here by the text that's about to show up. So, man, this is a fantastic game. I never even knew there was an arcade version of this. So, and as you can expect, it is definitely a lot more difficult than it is on the NES. Gonna go around there, freeze enemies, use them to make blocks to get a path to these bags. Want to get one more enemy right here. Music, everything's just so nostalgic. And very Japanese. So, hey everybody, I've been Kyle. Thank you so much for watching this cool Super Retro-Cade system overview. Just kind of a quick look at it. Final thoughts here, very quick. Very pleased with the selection of games. Lots of great arcade games on here, mixed with some good Super Nintendo NES games. It's awesome to see some Mega Man, Bionic Commandos in there. Those R-Type games are good. Love myself some beat 'em ups, some Knights of the Round, and some Final Fight is awesome to see on there. I love the controllers, the layout of the controllers. They're my favorite thing. And yes, for everybody who liked the Retro-Bit Generations, I think you're going to like this 10 times as much. If you weren't big on the Generations, I hear you. I hear you. This is much improved. Definitely worth a purchase. So congratulations to Retro-Bit. I think you hit it out of the park this time. Thank you everybody for watching and subscribing if you've done so. We'll see you in the next video.